Thank you.
All right, I'm going to take this thing off and move around a little bit. First, can we give it up for the band and the choir? That was awesome, wasn't it? That was awesome. The national anthem took me back to being on the basketball court. I was pretty inspired, and I'm pretty amped up. But, you know, first of all, you students, congratulations. What a special day for you guys. It's an honor for me to be a small part of it. You should be proud of what you have done and what you are doing, and I hope that you know how proud everyone out here is of you. So keep doing what you're doing. And don't worry, you guys in the back, I haven't forgot about you. We'll get to you. I want to thank Newcastle and their staff for thinking of me to be a potential speaker for today. First of all, I love to do this, so it's a special treat for me, and I'm grateful to be here. I want to thank my mom and dad. They're up here, students. Whoever takes care of you, your mom, dad, grandparents, guardians, value them. Their time with you goes too fast. And I can assure you that as you continue to get older, you'll appreciate them and what they've been able to do for you. So you guys do a great job. Thank you to my wife and my son. He is 17 days old. He couldn't be here today. I asked him, and he said he didn't want to. So his name is SJ, and I'm super grateful. I've never felt more of an excitement and purpose than I do right now in my life. And my wife is she's my better half. I'm better because of her. She's much smarter than me. So if you guys have kids and you need a pediatrician in a few years, we'll be back hopefully, and she'll be able to take care of them. Newcastle asked me to think of a few people who had a special impact during my time here. And I had a lot of really great teachers, staff members, coaches. My dad was an okay coach for me. I'm kidding. But there were a few people that came to mind when I was thinking that. The first, and they're up here, Mr. John Thompson, who many of you know. He was my chemistry teacher like you guys. And when I got hurt my junior year, I had to miss quite a bit of class for surgeries and recovery and things like that. And he stayed with me after school. I'm not sure if he remembers, for almost maybe a straight month, probably very well knowing I wouldn't pass the AP test that year. But he put effort into me, and I did not pass, unfortunately. But his effort, I remember to this day. Mrs. Willis, she was my math teacher, and I was talking to her a little bit earlier. I told her she may or may not remember me, but when I was going through a difficult time here in high school, she told me that she believed in me as a student and as a athlete trying to come back for some hard times. Mrs. Cheryl Benton, she's up here. She was in the athletic office, and we had a lot of great memories together. She gave me a lot of advice. The best one being that nothing good happens after midnight. She was the first one to tell me that. And I would echo that to all of you guys. And you guys, nothing does. It's better to go to sleep early, I promise. And the last one, Matt Matnich, he was my athletic trainer. He was with me for almost a year straight, every day after school. And I owe an eternal gratitude to him for being there for me every day. And so I'm grateful that you'll find that the people around you are who make you. So I have to admit, those students, for all you guys in the back, you back here, you were a tough group to prepare for. I've been blessed to have a decent amount of speaking events. I've tried to make this a part of my career, but you guys were tough. And you're a little intimidating. I'm 31 and I've done a few things, but when I think about trying to connect with a group of high school students to make an impact and have some fun, it was a challenge for me. So I sought out a little bit of help, to be honest with you, and I thought if I could learn anything, I'd try to learn a little bit of your lingo. My son's 17 days old, so now I have to work on being a cool dad. And the first one I heard was capping. So I guess capping means that you're like lying or you're like something. There'll be no capping going on up here today. You're cooked. I heard that means you're kind of done with whatever you're doing, or whomever you're playing means you kind of beat them. That would have been fun to say in basketball. I can't really say that now. If I told a patient that before surgery, they might lose some respect, and they might be scared to death. Brain rot, I heard that's when you spend a lot of time consuming unproductive content online and social media, and that doesn't go away, so I'd encourage you to not do that. Chat lock-in, I heard that one was totally new to me. You guys are laughing. I heard that one was pretty popular. Chat lock-in means we're trying to concentrate on what we're doing, so hopefully I can engage you guys enough today to have a little bit of chat lock-in. And the last one, and one of my favorites, was a vibe check. I guess we walk into a room and we got to do a vibe check to see if there's some good vibes. So I hope you guys have some good vibes right now for each other and for yourselves. And if you don't right now, listening to me, hopefully by the end, you can. So the first thing I want to tell you And you students in the back and you guys behind me, you're my main focus. I'm looking at you the whole time. You're the most important people today. I remember what it's like to be in your shoes. I remember what it's like to come in as a freshman, never realizing how fast it could possibly go, which some of you are realizing. I remember trying to figure out who I was going to be as a student, as a person, who my friends were going to be, what friends I might lose, how my basketball career was going to go. I remember winning the conference championship that year, which is one of my core memories. It was unbelievable. I remember going to be a sophomore and thinking I was a little bit of a hot shot. I'd made it past freshman year, and soon to realize that I was not as great as I thought I was, and I was humbled multiple times. I remember being a junior. I was kind of on the second half of high school. I had dreams and aspirations of playing Division I basketball. I had earned some scholarships only for those who have taken anatomy or are taking anatomy. I tore my ACL, my meniscus, and my patellar tendon. And those scholarships that I had earned, I lost. I remember thinking why life was being unfair to me. Some of you have maybe thought that throughout your high school career. I remember thinking that it wasn't very fair that my dreams and aspirations got taken away and why that would happen to me. I remember towards the end of my junior year kind of isolating myself from my friends a little bit for nobody's fault other than maybe my own. I was going through challenging times. I remember those feelings of loneliness. I remember those feelings of not really sure if I was depressed or not, but I wasn't myself and I wasn't engaged. School was hard, and I know some of you may be going through that. I remember as a senior, trying to figure everything out. It was overwhelming. What was I going to do for college? What were my goals going to be? What was my major going to be? How am I going to cook and clean and study and watch class all on my own? You guys will figure that out. But it was hard sometimes, and that's what I think I want to tell you. Some of you come to school, and it's hard. I was blessed to have a home where I was supported, but I know some of you come to school and it's hard, and you go home and it's hard. And I see you, we see you, we hear you. I hope that you know you are in an excellent school administration with excellent staff members and teachers who you can lean upon for support. So I say all that to say not to really tell you my life story, but to tell you that when I was thinking about this, and I probably created 6 or 7 iterations of what I wanted to say to you guys today. And so something happened. I don't know what it was. You know, I was trying to think of what I could say, and I came up with 3 things that if I was sitting in the back or I was sitting up here, that I would want to know. And so hopefully you guys can buy into that with me. The first one I would say is that what the world will tell you success is that it's all about what you accomplish. It's about the scholarship you get. It's about the records you set. It's about the job you land. And I can promise you that every time you get to a mountaintop, and you're by yourself, the first thing that you think of is it's not quite as special up here as I thought it would be. And now I'm looking down to go back down to the mountain to find the next one. But when you start to understand the difference between success and significance meaning that I wake up every day to try to better the people around me, to improve the people around me, and some of you are still figuring out your own identity, so this is a hard concept at times to understand. But when I wake up every day for the betterment of those around me, and I go on that mountaintop trip, and I bring hundreds, maybe thousands, maybe millions, because I believe there's a student in here who can impact millions of lives in the future if they really want to. When I get up to the top with all the people around me and we can celebrate together and they can say, hey, I never would have been able to get up here without you. I'm so much better, and the eternal impact you've had on me, I'll remember it forever. This is the most joyous experience because we got to do it together. You'll really start to understand what fulfillment in life is all about. Because when you're 65, 70, 75 years old, I want you guys to be able to look back on a life and a career that you're proud of. The next thing that I would say is that what the world will tell you about failure, and especially with the social media we have nowadays, how much you guys can get online, see what happens to everybody, you'll think, I'm going to be made fun of. I'm going to get discouraged. People are going to tell me I shouldn't have done that in the first place. I'm too scared to even share what my idea is. And what I would tell you is that if you allow it, failure will be a catalyst for your future success. Anything that I've been able to do has been because of a hardship or a failure that I've had in the past. And there's something special about whenever you have the courage to know exactly what your dream is, no matter how big it is. You should dream as so big that it scares you. And there's something special about then going after that dream with absolutely everything you have, even in the midst of a possible failure. Because what happens in that time is you start to inspire those people around you, and they start to jump on board and say, hey, this is somebody who I want to be around. And you guys all have that person in your life. You have somebody who you love to be around, who you think is your hero or your idol, or you look at them online or wherever you see them, and you say, I want to be that person. And I can tell you that nobody became that person that is your hero or your idol without many, many failures along the way. But what they had was the persistence and the optimism to continue to pursue that. And so I would encourage you, do not be scared of failure. In fact, make failure your friend, because if you fail forward into your next steps of life, you will be far better off, and you will be able to look back and say, I did everything that I could to be the very best that I could possibly be. And that's a special feeling to have, no matter the result. And the last thing that I would say, because I promised 10 to 15 minutes and I'm coachable, so I'm going to stay within that. But the last thing that I would say is, when you have an idea, a dream, never be afraid to move forward with that. The people who have impacted hundreds, thousands of millions of lives, they have an idea in their head, and they have the patience, they have the persistence, and they have the optimism to pursue it. And like I told you just a second ago, whenever you start to do that and you get that energy around, you're all of a sudden going to say, hey, I'm better because of you. I wouldn't be here without you. And there's something special about an opportunity or a person who creates an energy in a room. And so I told you, some of you are going to lose focus inevitably, but we're going to finish strong here, okay? Because it's got to be fun, and I've got to keep you engaged. So I want to pass along something that's the last thing. It's a little bit new, and the beauty about this is we're going to become a team, all of us. All of you adults, all you students, we're going to become a team. And the beauty about this exercise is that it could be successful, or it could totally fail. But we have to do it together. And even if it fails, I've at least shown you that it's okay to fail in front of hundreds of people, right? So I can practice what I preach. And so here, I'm gonna have to put the mic up for this. I'm gonna slide it in while you guys can still hear me. And there may be a few of you out here who know the end, but clapping is an interesting thing, because universally, in all cultures and all ethnicities, anywhere in the world, there's no one that looks at it negatively. And it's one of the first things in human nature, even as babies, to understand that means excitement, encouragement, upliftment to you as a person. But it's not very fun to clap by yourself, right? Or clap for yourself. It's fun to be clapped for. You guys are gonna get a lot of claps today, as you should. But there's something I call the winning team war chant, or the winning team war clap. And so there's two parts to the clap. We're all going to be involved. I'll lead the way. We're going to have to learn it together. Okay, the first part is this. And there's a second part. Some of you know. Perfect. So here's how we're going to start. We're going to do 3 of them. For any of you that know what the ending of the clap is, I want you to do it first. If you don't know, just listen. Here we go. One more. All right, let's stop there. So now all of a sudden, I brought you an idea, and it was kind of weird, right? You're like, what's this guy about to end with? And you're like, but now there's a little bit of excitement. We have a decent amount of people on board with our team, all right? I want the whole arena, the whole auditorium, I want you to jump in. We're gonna do 5, we're gonna do maybe 6. But I want you to remember this for the rest of your life as you take it forward. Because in your moments where you feel by yourself, moments that you feel like you failed, you're always going to have a team around you that's going to support you. And this is a chant or a clap that I want you to always remember. Are we ready to team up and finish this off? Yeah? Here we go. We're going to do 5 or 6, maybe 7. You never know. Here we go. Good. Louder. Louder. 2 more times. Awesome. Hey, listen, congratulations to you guys. It's a special day. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of it. Dream so big that it scares you. Never allow anyone to discourage you any idea. You guys can change the world. I'm confident that one of you guys in here, or maybe many of you. Okay, thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
We have a special plaque that we get for all of our Achievement Day speakers. They'll be up in our hallways right outside the cafeteria. So we're very excited and honored to give this to Dr. Stephen Bennett. Thank you again so much for your speech today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Let's stick down here.